center with 7.
Yes.
7. What do? You sing, do poetry?
I do poetry.
What's your inspiration behind your poetry?
Everything, like, honestly, I write about a little bit of everything.
So when you start your poetry, do you like draw from like you said life itself? So
Whatever's going on in my life at the moment, like, whatever I'm inspired by, to be honest with you.
what started you writing?
Honestly, I used to write just for like therapy, for real, for real. I never even thought that I would like read my poetry out loud, let alone perform it. So it was just a way to get my emotions out, honestly, and paper was just the best way to do it. So that was really how it was. So most of the poetry I used to write used to probably be sad or stuff that I was going through. Now now I can write about like more things because it's something that I enjoy doing. But it started off as me just getting my feelings out.
Okay. So with because I kind of write. I used to write just a little bit. And I know the process of writing and finding the wording and making sure the wording gets the point across and finding the right word. How do you go about okay, better question. How many times do you write it before you actually find it perfect?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't really. The most I might do is write something and go back and might change it to make it sound a little bit better when I speak it out loud. But normally when I write, I'm inspired by something, so I'm literally able to just write it through, or I'm able to write it and then I might get stuck at a point and then come back to it later and finish it. But yeah, it really depends. It depends on where I'm at. Like because sometimes I'll just be writing and something, driving my car and something comes to mind. And I'm like, and it'll just flow straight through, and I can almost complete it. And there's other days where I'm like, I can get the first half, and then I might be at home later and sit on the porch and be able to finish it. So it just depends. Honestly, it's just wherever my creativity is at the moment. But like if I have a thought or I think it's a line that sounds good or something that makes sense to me or I want to talk about, I might just write it down, even if it's just 2 lines, just to remind myself to go back to and finish that thought. Because I try to write about stuff that I feel like, so I have a mental health inspired clothing brand, so I typically try to write about things that are like, that mean something. So lately I've been writing more about stuff in regards to like mental health and towards the Black community, but I also go back and forth. So it's like if I know it's a good message in it, I'll write it down. Like, oh, let me go back to that later. Like I can like give somebody something to listen to later. Like, something inspirational. So yeah.
You mentioned a mental health clothing brand. You want to talk more about that?
Yeah, so I have a mental health inspired clothing brand. I pretty much make so like as me being a writer, like all of my quotes and stuff. Sometimes I put them on T-shirts. So
Okay.
It was. I mean, I just have a lot of people around me that kind of suffers with like mental illness and things like that. But what jump started the clothing brand was I lost my cousin last summer, and that was what kind of brought me into like I wanted to do something to kind of spread a message, to start the conversation, because I feel like in the Black community we typically don't. We shun away from the idea of mental health, just the thought of feeling crazy and stuff like that. So before he passed, he had a T-shirt brand. So I was like, well, I'll write. I could put. So I was writing a bunch of things in regards to the topic, and I was like, I can start putting this on a shirt. So that's what I started doing. So I have shirts that might say like Black and Anxious or Black Minds Matter, things like that. So yeah.
Is there a way to find the clothing brand and you?
Yeah. So my clothing brand is actually where I post my poetry too, because my personal page is private, because I post my Twitter and stuff on there. But my Instagram is _journey JURNEYII. So it's the Roman numeral 2. ME _. So that's _journey IIME _. So that's where I post all my poetry. That's where I post my clothing brand. My clothing brand, I have a website. It's called journeytome.online. So yeah, everything that's actually, this is one of them. This is 1111. The 1111. I mean, everybody pretty much knows what that is for the most part. It's like a spiritual number, but it's symbolic to him because he played football. He's really good at football, and his jersey number was 11.
Okay.
So yeah.
So with that, do you incorporate you say you incorporate the mental into your poetry?
Mm-hmm.
So when you do that, is that like something you actually want to like push it to like just?
Yeah, honestly, that's what got me to being able to do my poetry out loud. Is me starting that brand. Like I told you, I always wrote, but I wrote for myself. And then eventually I started like letting my cousins and stuff here and there. But when I started writing about like mental health, like an actual something that like I could actually be a voice for something, I was like, people started saying like, yo, you can't keep this to yourself. So that's what made me actually start posting it online, and then from posting it online, you know, making me like people started hitting me up to actually perform. So that's where that came from. But it was never really in the plan to do that. But you know, just go ahead and follow the steps that is given to you.
Thank you. It was nice talking to you.
Thank you.
Have a great show.
I say you too.